I swear. Yo yo yo! Back again with another live stream. I'm setting a couple things up, but once I get those done, I'll be ready to go. And I'm gonna do something that I never did before, at least on stream. So yeah, gonna do an IRL sketchbook tour, which I never did before. So, let me make sure that I have the right title on. Because I swear, even with me updating the title, the title does not look like it should. So, let me change that. Okay, so title. Change that. YouTube title should be fixed. And let me send a going out ping on Threads. I think I might need to do one with Discord because excuse me. Neighbors are playing cards. I mean, this is Texas, so our neighbors will likely be racing as it's a Saturday and the weather's pretty nice, so apologies for any interruptions. It's likely my neighbors being loud and racing cars, so looks like the Discord ping worked that time. So let me send my Blue Sky post out, and I think I might make one for Threads too, although I don't think many people check there. But let me do this real quick. My computer's laggy AF right now. A live sketchbook tour. Revisiting my teenage years. Sketchbooks. High school sketchbooks. And perhaps some gaming. Okay. I think let me upload my little thumbnail because I do intend to turn this into a video. Live now. Copy. Paste. Hashtag VTuber. Hashtag artist. Live stream. Sketchbook. Art. Okay, I think it's good enough to post. Let me put some music on, and I think I'm pretty much ready to go. about as ready as I'm going to get. I have 3 sketchbooks here that I want to go through, but who knows, if y'all like it, I might pull up some other ones. But let's just see how this goes. There's a couple things that I changed since the last time I did a hand cam stream, so hopefully the viewing experience should be a little bit better. Clueless. So, let's pull some music up. I'm feeling kind of a jazzy mood today, so I think that's what we're gonna do. Although I do need to find more music. But because I want to turn this into a video, I can't listen to any of my own music right now. So... Okay. I think I should be ready to go. Well, let me pull up YouTube chat real quick before I get too caught up. And I hope the display doesn't lag too much, because I did change some things. And my computer might struggle a little bit, but that's preaching to the choir at this point. I think maybe I should turn this down a little bit. Maybe 30 frames. YouTube chat. For whatever reason, whenever I pull up the Restream chat, there's always like a delay, so I tend to pull it up on my phone. I don't know why that is, but yeah. I think I'm pretty much ready to go. So, check Discord. I sent out the notification ping. I think that's pretty much it. What I didn't do now can wait till after stream. Pretty much. Okay, so pull this over here. Pull this over here. Got a ton of crap open. Okay. I think I am ready to get started. And oh boy, this stream might be a little rough. So basically what I spent all day doing is going through my sketchbook and making sure I didn't have any personal information on it. Because I was silly and like 16 or 17 at the time that I drew in some of these sketchbooks. So I needed to make sure I didn't put anything in that could dox me or my family or anyone important to me. So yeah, I know for sure this sketchbook didn't really have anything too revealing, but I wanted to make sure. I know this one though I mainly did for quote-unquote commissions and stuff, so although I did want to try it a little bit before I jump straight into the sketchbook tour. I have to get my mind a little bit ready, at least getting used to streaming and stuff before I move on. So I guess I can talk about what I was doing. Okay, sorry, I had to get some water real quick. I didn't drink any tea today, so hopefully that doesn't affect my voice a little too much. But I should be okay. Um, I do have my throat lozenges too if my voice gets a little too rough. So yeah, basically today, like I said, I was going through my old sketchbooks to make sure I didn't have anything that I needed to cover or hide. I was also designing some stuff too. I was thinking about making like a little, not a mood board, but like a little, I guess, to-do list for my goals for 2025. Like I started to write that down last stream, but like I want to put it in like a poster format because I'm gonna be real, my note taking isn't all that great. So I was sort of designing that today as well. But yeah. What else was I doing? I also didn't really do any digital art today either, which was kind of a bummer. But I promise I was putting my time into something valuable and something that can help stream, so it's worth. I don't know. Do I really have anything else to say? I was also trying to fix Discord a little bit. Last stream I was having a problem with the little Discord ping that lets people know that I'm streaming or if I made a video. I was having problems getting it to work, but I think I figured it out. I'm probably gonna have to pay for another little subscription. Because apparently their free version kind of limits what you can do. But the subscription's like $3, so I'll probably get it. Because it not just helps pings for streams, but I think it also helps for videos too. So I think that's actually kind of worth, probably clutch to have. I don't really think I have too much else to say, so I think we can get into the first of 3 sketchbooks that I'm gonna go through today. Let me start the record button. I'm not really sure how this is gonna go, but I'm excited. I intend to notice that when I stream, my audio issues don't seem to be as bad, so that's also kind of why I wanted to do this live on stream. Because when I try to record audio on DaVinci, it sounds weird. I don't know if it's my computer, but I use the same microphone for streams as well as for recording videos. There was another program that Teapot was telling me about that I need to check out because I'm not really sure. Because in my latest video, I was having audio issues, and audio issues kind of suck. So, yeah, it doesn't seem as pronounced on stream, so there's that. But I guess aside from that, I think I can start the sketchbook tour. I wanted to see if Teapot or anyone else was gonna come around, but I think they're busy. So, I think, you ready to go? Just making sure everything is working properly, because my computer's kind of papeka. But, yeah, I think I'm ready. Also, let's move this up a little bit so I can get the whole sketchbook. I never did a sketchbook tour live, so if things sound a little bit awkward, that's because it is. But I think this is the type of video that I can do on stream, because, like I said, it's mostly going over stuff that I drew before. So, yeah. I think I'm ready to go. Okay. Hello, YouTube frogs and Twitch frogs. I'm Ice in a 19. Oh boy. Hello, guys. No, I hate that. If you're on the online art community, you've probably seen quite a lot of sketchbook tours on YouTube as well as other platforms. But here I'm doing something a little bit different than any other sketchbook tour, and I'm actually going to go over my sketchbook live. I'm currently doing this while live on twitch.tv/ISO19, and I figured I would take a blast from the past and go over my old high school sketchbooks. Starting out with this one, which is the Strathmore Tone Tan paper. It's a sketchbook that has 50 sheets and is 9 by 12 inches. This was a cult classic of mine because these were pretty cheap and I couldn't always afford more expensive supplies, and I found the paper to be pretty versatile. If you prefer working with markers and pencils, then this is probably the paper for you. And for a while, that is what I had to work with. So yeah, this is the first of my 3 sketchbooks that I'm probably going to go over today. So let's not waste any time and let's just go straight into it. So, first off, also, I didn't date this, but I'm pretty sure this sketchbook was like 2017, early 2018. But I'll go over the drawings as they arrive. So, on the first page, nothing too crazy. I believe this had to be around my birthday because this was when I got my Prismacolor colored pencils. And back when I was using a bunch of Crayola pencils, having this set was like a godsend to me. I felt like a quote-unquote real artist. Although, let me tell you, the supplies that you use don't make someone more or less of an artist. So yeah, I usually may use the first page of a sketchbook as a swatch sheet for my supplies. And I was doing that all the way back then. I feel like sometimes artists just work themselves over on what to do with their first page of their sketchbook, but I tend to just swatch out supplies I know I'm going to be using in it. Since this is a sketchbook for mainly colored pencils and markers, that's pretty much what I did. I swatched my pencils here. I think I did markers too, but I think I took that page out because I didn't want it to bleed. So, also, before we get into the main sketchbook, unless you're like an Instagram frog, back when I used to post art consistently on there, you probably haven't seen many of these drawings in this sketchbook. So, yeah. Again, this was like more than 5 years ago, so it's definitely gonna be a little rough. But I was excited to do this, so let's get into it. So, first things first, we have Sakura Haruno from Naruto, of course. I remember being excited to draw this. I wasn't even a big Naruto fan, but like, I think I was following the finale and stuff, which makes sense because this was 2018. And I was actually still 16 here. So I was being into anime. I still am. But yeah. I think this was the first drawing that I did with my Prismacolor pencils. I was so excited on how they worked. So, yeah. not too much to say here. I think this sketchbook's mainly gonna be fan art. So, I was definitely in my anime phase. Oh. And yeah. Back when I was 16, I was still, well, I wanted to think that I liked My Hero, but I think I just drew it because it was kind of popular at the time. Although I was kind of at the point where anime was still kind of weird to like. It was still weird to openly admit that you liked anime back then. But yeah. I actually like Todoroki. I'm not a huge My Hero fan, but I actually think his character's pretty cool. Dabi's also pretty cool. So, at least I decided to draw some goated characters here. I actually really enjoyed Horikoshi's art style, even if his story is, I guess writing wasn't always the strongest for his characters. The art was definitely out there. And I do remember being inspired a lot by it back then, so. Oh. From mid to peak, we got Noragami. And I think this was the first time that I read the Noragami manga. And I tried to draw the manga panels, but I sort of had a rough go at it here. So we have Yato and we have Fury, and I tried to write the, I guess what they said in the manga in the sketchbook. And obviously, it didn't exactly look too polished here, but I don't know. I kind of still like my old drawings, even though they are a little cringy. I was just a weep kid, but back then, being a weep definitely wasn't as mainstream as it is now. So I was kind of quiet when it came to my interests in shows and stuff. But yeah, I'm more open about what I like. I don't really see the point of holding back. And if you're into anime and stuff, then don't hesitate to join my Discord. I'll have that pinned down below in the comments or in the description, so yeah, check it out. We regularly talk about anime and video games and all sorts of weeb stuff there, so you'll be right at home there. And moving on, we got more My Hero art, but I'm pretty sure like I did this for a family member, but they never took the drawing, so it's still in here. But despite me not really being a fan of My Hero anymore, I actually like this drawing a lot. Back then I mainly did colored pencils and markers. Although I think I only did colored pencils for this drawing. I don't think I did markers. And I did all of this, like, by hand. And I don't even remember how many hours it took me to do this. But I know it was very time-consuming. And I low-key still kind of like it. Even though My Hero is still kind of cringe. Be warned, there's probably a lot of My Hero fan art in this book. Because that was definitely popular back then. Oh. Here we have Goku and Vegeta. I think Dragon Ball Super was also out back then, and I remember watching it every week. So naturally, I decided to draw these two. And I actually kind of like it. I think I was more focused with trying to copy a particular style instead of drawing my own style. Which kind of had its pros, but also had its cons, because I feel like I wasn't really learning how to do what made me happy. And I often felt very art block, and I felt like I had to do a bunch of fan art to get noticed on social media. Because back then, I was only really posting on Tumblr and Instagram. And if you know those platforms, you know that fan art tends to do really well on those websites. So yeah, Goku and Vegeta. I actually really like this Vegeta drawing. Something about Goku was kind of off, but I think I did a good job with Vegeta. Again, I did all of this with pencils. I don't think I used markers here either. Actually, this would have been before I got my Ohuhu markers. So like 90% of what I did would just be pencils. And again, this likely took a long time to do. But here we have Sailor Moon. I didn't just watch shonen back then. I was also a shoujo fan. And I think here I was testing out my different pencils. Down here was Crayola colored pencils, and up here I used Prismacolors. I wanted to see the difference between the two brands. And obviously the Prismacolor is a lot more vibrant than Crayola. But Crayola still has its charm. I think I prefer the texture of the Crayola color pencils more than my Prismacolors. Yeah, I think I still kind of agree with that now. Well, I don't do pencil colorings anymore like that because they're really time consuming. I still sketch with Crayola color pencils a lot. They add a nice pop of color, and they're pretty cheap too. So if you want to have more color for your sketches, I definitely recommend them. So. Oh no, more weep stuff. This is Kirito and Asuna from Sword Art Online. Again, I think I did this for like a fan art challenge or something. I'm not even a big SAO fan, but I actually thought this drawing was cute at the time. And I still think it's kind of cute. I was very, very anime inspired back then. Which is funny because my current art style isn't really super anime anymore. So I guess either I changed or maybe my art style just grew. I don't know. There's nothing wrong with drawing anime. Heck, one of my previous live streams I was drawing Hunter x Hunter characters, so I'm still a weeb. Even though my art style doesn't look like it as much anymore. And here we have more My Hero. I drew Deco a lot even though I can't stand him. But I actually like Froppy. Her design's cute. Ochako's design is also pretty cute, so. I actually really like her face here. I was using pencils, mostly Prismacolors, but I'm pretty sure I did use Crayolas as well. So. Moving on. I think I got into Food Wars. So this is that Soma kid. Yukihiro Soma, I think. I started this, but I didn't finish it. I don't know why I didn't finish it. But that's pretty much how I felt about the series. It started off strong, and then, that humor quickly got on my nerves, even as a teenager, so. Yeah, I got tired of it pretty quickly. Now this drawing, it has aura. I drew One Punch Man, and I actually still really like this drawing. Something about the lighting just screams like polish. Obviously I didn't quite finish all of it, but the part that I did finish looks sick. And I really do like how I did the shading here. Maybe I will go back to doing color pencil drawings, because it's stuff like this that make me miss it, though it's very time consuming. Yeah. Even after all this time, the colors are still really vibrant, but I had this sketchbook hidden in my closet. I didn't even know I still had this sketchbook, so when I found it, I was like super happy. This was Deadpool. I remember doing this to commission for a family friend, but they never took this drawing. They only took one of my drawings, and they didn't even finish paying me for, like, everything that they said. They didn't even pay me half. So, word of advice for younger artists out there. If you're gonna do art for people, please ask for half before you do the whole drawing. I kept this in here, but yeah, I don't exactly have good memories of this drawing, so make sure to protect yourself, because even friends of family, they may ask for free art. But for the hours I took and the money that I was supposed to get, that didn't end up happening. But this drawing is still nice, even though my memories of it aren't the best, so. Moving on. Oh yeah, I was definitely into Blue Exorcist at the time. And I still think the show is actually pretty decent. Or the manga is anyways. I used Crayolas for this, I'm pretty sure. But I really like the face. And I like the white outline. This is making me want to go back to using tan sketchbook paper. And maybe I will. Because the whites are really popping out. But yeah, Blue Exorcist. I think it's a show that people are sleeping on. Like, it's not the most groundbreaking series out there, but I don't know. I think I might rewatch it at some point. Up. And here we have some more Naruto. I'm pretty sure this is when the finale was going on for Naruto Shippuden, and everyone was talking about it. This drawing was kind of rough. I think, if I remember correctly, this was around the time that I did injure myself, so it's probably why this drawing looks a little funky compared to the other ones. I remember I was drawing a ton, and I gave myself tendonitis, and this was probably around the time that this happened, so despite everyone telling me not to draw as much, I was still drawing. Even though it took me a lot longer to recover, but eventually I did, so yeah. Be sure to pace yourself. Don't be like I did and draw for like hours and hours and hours. You will hurt yourself if you're not careful. Ooh, this drawing's really cute. We have Hatsune Miku. I think here I was starting to move away from copying other animes and do my own style. You can kind of see it here with the face. But this drawing's still pretty cute. It's hard to believe that this was 6 years ago. Where did the time go? I was in my teens and now I'm in my mid-20s. Yo. Yeah, this was a really cute drawing though. I started doing an avatar piece, but I didn't finish it. I don't know why. Just a sketch here. And here I drew Link. What was going on? I'm pretty sure Breath of the Wild was coming out, or we saw the trailer or something. And it's what made me draw him. Low key, and this may be a hot take, but I think I prefer Link in his green outfit compared to the one in the Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. But this might be an unpopular take, so who cares? I think he looks more iconic with green as opposed to blue. And I also remember I'd made this because of Dragon Ball Super. This was a Beerus drawing that I did. I still actually really like this one. I could actually draw like animal characters back then, but apparently now I can't. I'm trying to design a cat for my VTuber mascot. It's gonna be our little pet Sushi, and it's pretty much gonna hang around at the arcade. But I haven't really came up with a whole story for that yet, but that's a bit of a tangent there. But yeah, I like this drawing. Again, I like the highlights. I'm pretty sure I used a white pencil for most of these, but I see I used a gel pen for that, for some of the white, so yeah. Here is just random sketch I didn't finish. Here's more My Hero art. Again, I don't really remember liking Deku very much, but I actually thought that this manga panel was pretty cool, so I decided to draw it myself. I actually like how his hair came out. Again, this was mostly pencil, but I think I did do some marker here. I did for the background. Here's Mikasa from Attack on Titan. I have a love-hate thing with this drawing. I probably could have did more for the background, but I think the face actually looks kind of cool. So, Yeah, I don't hate it. I remember this drawing too. This was around the time that Black Panther came out. Um, the first one anyways. I was not a big fan of the second one. I feel like Disney probably should have ended the series, to be honest, after the actor passed away. It feels like his story was cut short, and obviously it was, but I don't know. I feel like Disney does things to get profits and not really care about the actor. Again, I was trying to experiment with my own style and not rely on copying things, so even though it's a little funky, I still like this drawing. This was a grid that I did. I think I was in my Final Fantasy phase. I think this was supposed to be like Lightning Farron from FF13. But as you can see, I never finished this drawing. Here's Gaara, again from Naruto. Again, he looks a little funky. Again, I liked how I did the hair, but his face definitely looks a little wonky. Oh, I was definitely in my Final Fantasy face, because I drew Cloud, and I actually still kind of like the coloring here, although his face looks a little strange. I liked how I did his hair. His armor's also looking pretty cool. More, My Hero. Yikes. I drew a lot of My Hero, even though, as someone who doesn't really like the series all that much. I drew Overhaul. Actually, I think his character is also pretty cool. The villains in the show are way better than most of the main cast, which is pretty much a shame, but not too surprising. If anything, it probably foreshadowed about how mid the ending for My Hero was going to be. Another drawing that I didn't finish, but I think this was around the time where I played Final Fantasy X the first time, because this was supposed to be Yuna, but obviously I did not finish this drawing. And, there's nothing here. Oh, yeah, I remember I was supposed to be... So this was part 2 of the drawing that I was supposed to get paid for doing. And they took one of the drawings and they did not finish paying me, so I didn't let them take the other drawings that I made for them. But I drew Black Panther again. This one took me like over 30 hours and I did not get paid for it, so yeah, that kind of sucked. But artists, know your worth. Yeah, don't be like I did. Talk about a payment plan before you even start drawing. And also, it may or may not help to necessarily rely on family to promote your artwork. It can be helpful in some cases, but more often than not, people will want you to do something for free, not knowing about how long it takes. Anyways, here is Zelda. This was definitely around the time that Breath of the Wild came out, because this is her design in the game. Although, truth be told, I think I prefer the OG Zelda, and maybe I will draw her at some point. I like the purple dress more. I'm totally not biased towards purple. Here's Aang. I probably did a Avatar rewatch back then, so that's probably why I drew him. I don't even know what was going on here. Oh, I got my pearlescent watercolors and I swatched them out. They look really pretty on tan paper. Although this paper isn't really for watercolors. I still like how it looks. This was a character that I designed for Inktober, I believe. I forgot her name. It might have been Camilla or something like that. I know she was a vampire, Maybe I write her name down, but probably not. Oh, this was a Demon Slayer drawing. Back when I thought the art looked cool, but I didn't realize that the story was bad. Um, yeah. Here's Tanjiro, and here's the sister. Um, Not too much to say. I like the sister's face, but his face definitely needs work. They look like the bootleg anime figures you get off of Wish.com. Here I was doing some eye studies. Again, I was trying to move away from doing anime all the time. So I was trying to study different faces and eyes and features. And I was into makeup at the time, so I was drawing a bunch of different colorful makeup looks. So, here's Goku again. This might have been around, oops. I think I stopped the recording. This might have been around the time that the finale for Dragon Ball Super was going on, and everyone was hyped about Ultra Instinct. I hope I didn't stop the recording too long, but it's okay. Let me restart that. If not, I'll just have to go through the VOD and cut out the part that stopped recording. So here was around the time that the Dragon Ball Super finale was going on, and everyone was hyped about Ultra Instinct, and I had to draw Goku in Ultra Instinct. And I actually really like this drawing too. Like, even though it's my old cringe high school art, I was still kind of cooking back then. If anything, I kind of wish I could have devoted more time to my art. Because now I've got other obligations, and I probably don't have the time to do coloring like this anymore, unfortunately. I might give it a go, though. And here's more peek. I drew Titus from FF10, and this is probably my most favorite drawing in this sketchbook. I remember spending a lot of time getting his armor right, because in Final Fantasy games, the armor is pretty important. I would go over these constantly with layers and pencils and markers. I remember spending quite a lot of time on this piece, and I still really like it. So, yeah, definitely a favorite of mine. I was definitely obsessed with FF10 because this was probably around the first time that I played a game. I've played it twice since then, and I'll probably play it again on stream. I play games on Twitch, twitch.tv/Ayasuna, so if you want to see me play games, check me out there. Here's some random sketches. I think I was just doodling, bored. Okay, so, little story time here, but this was like a, not in chronological order, because even now I still tend to jump around different sketchbooks. But this was part of like a Zodiac series, and you'll see it in other sketchbooks. I made like original characters for different Zodiac signs. And this, I think, is Taurus, I believe. Yeah, I think it is. But I would, basically I would make a character for a particular Zodiac sign, and I did them out of order. Obviously I did this in this sketchbook, but this is not the first one. But yeah, I would combine the strengths and weaknesses of different Zodiac characters. Zodiac signs, and make an original character out of them. Maybe I'll come back to this idea, because I still really like it. So yeah. Here again, I was messing around with my pearlescent watercolors. This isn't watercolor paper, but this is actually really pretty. Maybe I should do that again. Like, maybe I just do a page like this and like I cut it into shapes. That can actually be pretty. I like how this looks. And I like the texture too, it feels smooth. And even if I rub the paper, glitter comes off. Which is interesting. Oh, I like the spread too. I remember I was doing a challenge on my Instagram where I had to draw 6 different characters. I'm gonna be real, I don't remember half of these characters. I don't remember Doraemon. I remember Captain Marvel. Of course, I remember Hollow Knight, because I think I was also pretty obsessed with Hollow Knight back then too. He's really cute. I think this guy was from a romance show. And I think he's from a romance show. But don't ask me what one, because they all seem pretty similar to me. And I remember this character being from, like, Fire Emblem, I think. I'll probably pop it up if I'm wrong in the actual video, so bear with me here. I'm bad with names, so yeah. Here's some more random sketches. I think I was starting to come up with my own characters. And if you've been following me, you've seen how far my characters have came along since these sketches. Which makes me realize that I had these characters a lot longer than I ever thought that I did. Random references, characters. I was coming up with like the reference sketch for them and all the different characters and stuff. So yeah, just random sketches. And I'm pretty much sure that's how this sketchbook ends. And I apparently still had pages left in here. But yeah, this sketchbook had a lot of memories for me. Oh wait, there's some drawings in the back. Yeah, I knew from the beginning that my character was gonna have different colored eyes. And that's an element that stayed the same. Just some random sketches. She didn't even have a name at the time, but now she does. Her name's Slaomi. So yeah, that's the first of 3 sketchbooks that I wanted to show off. Yeah. So, let's move on to the second. But before I do that, I need some more water, so let me get a drink. Okay. I'm not sure how long that recording is. Let me check. I might have to speed that up a little bit if it went too long. I feel like longer videos don't do well on my channel that much, but if I keep it to like 20 to 30 minutes, it's not so bad. Videos. 16th. Actually, no, that's not so bad. I think I do need to go through the VOD again to make sure I didn't lose anything, though. Because the recording stopped in the middle of it. I'm like, what the hell happened? But I can go through the VOD. That's not too bad. But yeah. Let's move on to the second sketchbook. Yeah. And like I said, the sketchbook tour is not the most chronological because I tend to jump around. The first sketchbook was colored pencils and markers, but this sketchbook is watercolors, and I start dabbling into gouache. So, let me say that again. I was recording. So, this is the second sketchbook that I wanted to show off. This was 2018 to 2019. Again, this isn't exactly the most chronological, because I tend to have the habit of jumping around in my sketchbooks. The other sketchbook was for markers and colored pencils. This one's probably gonna mainly be painting and acrylics and watercolors. But this is the Arteza sketchbook. I don't remember the exact one, but I will pop up a picture above this if I found out what exact sketchbook this is. But yeah, I just know that it's from Arteza, and it's pretty much all I know. So yeah, let's just get into it. I think this was also around 2018, 2017, because like I was still trying to figure out my art style. And unless you're like an old Instagram head, you likely haven't seen most of the art in here if you've been following me on like TikTok or YouTube or now on Twitch. So yeah. I remember I started taking an interest into baking, so that's what I decided to draw here, a girl baking stuff. I used colored pencils, but I think I also used watercolors too. And here I just drew a bunch of clouds. Well, painted a bunch of clouds. I didn't really have anything in mind. This was with watercolors, I believe. Although I wouldn't be surprised if I used gouache here. This isn't watercolor paper, but I still used watercolors in it, so... yeah, I don't really care much for the rules. This was one of my old original characters. She's Nico. I don't draw her, like, at all anymore. Maybe I will go back in another video and redesign her. Because I remember liking this character a lot, but I don't draw her anymore. Which is kind of sad. But yeah. She used to be, like, an artist. Yeah, she's shy and uwu. I don't really remember the backstory of this character, which is kind of sad, but if I see her in more drawings, I'm sure it'll come back to me. But I drew a whole scene with her, and yeah, I mainly used watercolors, but I did use some color pencils. But I really like the spread. I was really cooking back then. I feel like my art now feels a little empty. I need to go back to the drawings that I used to make. Because teenage me was like not scared of taking risks. This was another landscape painting that I did. More watercolors. I think this was up the bridge in Oregon. I never been to Oregon, but I was inspired by nature pictures, so I painted this. And this was part of the whole zodiac series that I was talking about. This was Aquarius. She's a little quirky, which makes sense because Aquarius people tend to be quirky. So I really like how colorful this piece was. I used watercolors and color pencils, and I think I used a little bit of gouache here too. But obviously I didn't know what I was doing, so. Here's my other character. I drew her twice. She's like a wild child. She does whatever she wants, pretty much. I need to draw her again too, because, I really like this character. She's like half human, half demon. I know, pretty basic, but it was my teenage character, okay? So, yeah, I like drawing Demon Girl. Oh, it was a character design board for Pisces. I decided to draw two different designs here because Pisces people can be either really dreary or think that they're the belle of the ball. So, and you'll see in the next spread, you'll see what I was cooking up with this design. Because then you have the gloomy girl, and then she has her fantasy land where she's like the princess and all that jazz. I really need to get back into drawing different scenes like this. Because, yeah, I really could. Oh, I used acrylics, which I mentioned before, but I really want to do a stream where I do a Bob Ross painting. No, I don't use oil colors, but I think I could come up with something pretty cool using acrylics. I think that'll probably be the next, traditional hand cam stream that I'll do after this one. So, stay tuned for that. I'll make an announcement. And here's Miko. I think I got into gacha here. I started with Honkai Impact 3rd. I mean, I just drew her because I thought she was pretty. Pink hair. Can't really go wrong with that. And I drew more backgrounds back then than I actually thought that I did, which is something I need to get back into. Oh, this was during an Avatar rewatch. These were the one episodes I know, because I was looking at screen caps of that episode, and I decided to make backgrounds with that. I just used watercolors as the base, and then I went over it with a big pencil. I'm sorry, not a pencil, a pen. And I really like how this looks, so if I do backgrounds, maybe I'll just go back to doing this, because it's pretty simple. This was another acrylic painting that I started, but I didn't finish. It was at the park. Acrylic paints are pretty versatile, but you better work quick, or otherwise you'll just have a mess. Oh, I remember this. This was the style challenge. I really need to remember what name this character is. I'll have to go back on Instagram to see, but this was my style at the time. Then I did one of My Hero, and then I did one of Tokyo Mew Mew. And then what is this style? Toriyama? I guess this was like Dragon Ball style. But this character's cute. Maybe I'll go back and redesign her too. I think drawing my old OCs over again could actually be a fun video. So, yeah. Stay tuned for that. Oh wait, the character in Tian's sketchbook was actually Aries, not Taurus. So this is Taurus, and she's more easygoing, laid back, go with the flow type character. I made a little design sheet for her. And then I drew her in her little garden. Man, I really did go hard with backgrounds. Like, I didn't know what I was doing, but I really need to get back to doing that. But this drawing's really cute. The proportions are off, but, like, it's really colorful. I like it. Oh, and this was the start of Mermaid. This was 2020? I guess it was 2020. Again, I jumped around in this sketchbook, so some of it might be 2020, some of it might be 2019, some of it might be even earlier than that. But, yeah. I don't do stuff chronologically, even in the sketchbook. And this was when I did get my new watercolors, my Shin hands. Again, before I was just using like dollar store watercolors. So this was my first professional set, so I wanted to try it out. And this was for Mermaid. I really like this drawing still. I like the idea of a tentacle dress. Here's me watching my Shinhan watercolors. And maybe another video I'll do is a comparison between these and my Daniel Smiths. I still have my Shinhan watercolors, and I use them fairly regularly. I was just using them earlier today. And I wrote down all the pigment information and the color name and all that good stuff. And then I did some mixes. And then here's like a concept design for Gemini that I did. This was some random anime boy. I don't even remember this drawing. And low-key, I kind of want to burn it. I hate this drawing. But here is actually a drawing that I liked. Probably another nature picture that I looked up online and I decided to paint it. I was a nature girly. I still am, but I don't do landscapes as nearly as much as I used to. And yeah, here's the character designs for Gemini. Although Gemini is known as the twins, so I decided to draw two characters. For each, I guess, personality trait for Gemini. She's the outgoing, witty, popular twin. Then this is the irritable side of Gemini, the angry, shallow, manipulative version. And I decided to draw them together. I actually like this drawing too. In Gemini, I had two different flowers, and if I find out what those are, I'm gonna put them up in the video. So I just decided to draw both of them. But this drawing is also pretty cute. Another Sailor Moon drawing. Another trend that I notice that I do when I get new supplies is I draw Sailor Moon. The reason why I do that is because her design has plenty of primary colors, so it makes sense to draw something like that, especially if you're testing out paints. At least it makes sense for me. I was testing out my cheaper watercolors versus my Shinhan brand. Yeah. I still think Shinhans are pretty great, but do they still hold up? I'm gonna make a video on that. Is this your high school one? I think this was 2019, 2020, so a little bit beyond that. But I just went over my high school sketchbook. But this is another one. This was another painting that I primed, but I didn't finish it. Yeah. I don't really remember anything else about this. Maybe I was trying to do a magazine cover, because I see Jet up here, and like, that's an old school magazine that I remember my mom and my grandma used to have. So, yeah, I don't know what I did with that. And here's the zodiac drawing for Cancer. Cancer is my astrology sign, I suppose. And we tend to be quite sensitive people. But, I mean, we're also moon children, so that's pretty cool. Like, I'm not big into astrology, but I think the whole mythology aspect of it is pretty cool. I didn't do a character design sheet for this, though. Here I was trying to see what different skin tones I could get with my Shinhan watercolors. I have, like, a ton. And maybe I need to make another updated version of this with my, Daniel Smiths. I did make a color chart for Daniel Smiths, but not for specifically skin tones, so this is actually pretty helpful. And this is one of my OCs. She looks very different than she does now. And you might have seen her in other videos, but this was like her first design, like, ever. And she looks very different now, so. Yeah. Oh, this was another 6x6 fan art challenge that I did. And oh no, I made a Demon Slayer drawing. But that's when I thought the series was actually cool, but realized it wasn't, so. Here's Huey, Hogs. I did Jessie. I did Goten. I did Saga. But, yeah. I still like the spread. Oh, and I also did Toph. Maybe I wanted to draw her because I drew Saga. And I think this was the self-portrait of mine, because back then I cut all of my hair off. And my hair was like really short. And looky, I'm thinking about cutting my hair again. That Toph is crazy good. Oh, thank you. Also, I'm recording this sketchbook tour, so if you missed any part of it, I'll have the video put up on YouTube probably next week sometime. So, No worries. I'll probably have to go back through the VOD because there are, I think some parts of the recording didn't capture. But regardless, here's the next spread. I started this, but I didn't finish it, which is a shame because I think it's really pretty. I don't know why I didn't finish it though. I think I wanted to compare my cheaper watercolors to the Shinhans that I got. But for some reason, I did not complete it. This was my landscape phase. I drew a lot of different landscapes. I think here, I was just trying to find my own style. I didn't want to do as much fan art anymore. I think I was still like 18. Or maybe I've just turned 18 or 19. But technically not in high school anymore, but I wanted to show these off. Because I don't think I'd show them off on YouTube. Or Twitch for that matter. Here's another reference drawing that I did from Pinterest, I believe. Trying to get better at drawing darker skin tones. Here's another sketch of my character Allow Me, but she looks very different. And here's another painting that I did. I really need to get back in the habit of drawing landscapes, because they're really fun to paint, but I don't do them. Not nearly enough. So maybe I will find some pictures, and maybe I'll paint them on stream. That could be fun. These are probably faces from Pinterest. Again, I was trying to find my own art style. So the faces were kind of meh. This was more, Pinterest stuff. Well, I think this might have been for Inktober. Maybe. I don't quite remember. Oh yeah, this was definitely Inktober because I drew Poison Ivy, which I do every year for Inktober. More Inktober. I think this is when I did the J. Lauser prompt list, and she had a bunch of folklore prompts, pretty much. I decided to draw designs for like night and day, but I don't even think I used them for anything. But the dress is pretty cute. This is like a painting for one of my characters, Takahashi. You've seen him a lot, if you've been following me. This was when I got my gouache paints, and I was testing those out here. Because I didn't know a thing about gouache back then. I had the cheap dollar store gouache, which you can't really call gouache. I don't really know what it is. But it was hard to use, and I didn't know what I was doing. So here's more landscapes I did with gouache. I really like how vibrant this is, even though the trees look kind of funny. I really like this spread too. And this was also something I started to do, but I got bored, and I guess I just didn't finish it. Which is a shame, because I could see the vision. I think it looks pretty cool. I don't know if I would do gouache painting on stream. It takes more setup than watercolor. And I don't think I could finish it in one sitting, but maybe I could try. My gouache is kind of old though. So I would definitely have to rehydrate it before I go live so that it isn't completely dry. Here's Lami. I changed her design. Not quite how she looks like now, but a lot closer compared to her first design. Oh, and I did Meet the Artist. I was 19. Oh my god. 20. That was 4 years ago. Old. I'd make Pokemon t-shirts. And COVID was going on, so I drew myself with a mask. Oh my god. I'm getting old, chat. And back then I thought I was an INTJ, but I'm not. I'm an ISTP. But either way, yeah. I drew what was in my bag. This was definitely during COVID. And I think I drew this for my grandma, but she didn't take the drawing. But here's another sketch of the park. But I didn't finish it. So, moving on. These were other designs I had for my characters. I changed Lami's design again. And this is closer to the one that you see now. But there's still changes that I made. Yeah. It's another character from my series. She looks a lot different now. Is that it for the sketchbook? No, I have a few more pages. This was another character, but I think I decided to scrap him. Or at least I changed him dramatically. This was another reference that I did. Oh, this was gouache. So I tested what gouache would look like if I used a watercolor base, and if I used without a watercolor base. So this is straight gouache. This is watercolor and gouache. And I wanted to see if it made a difference. I just think this side looks more vibrant. Oh boy, this is when Genshin came out. Okay, I was still a silly 19-year-old. So, I've matured and I don't play gacha games anymore. But I actually did think the character designs are pretty cool. And here's Takahashi. But he's very different here. But he's still an angry little boy, so not much changed about his character, just the way that he looks. Ooh, this was a spread that I liked. This was a design for a character I redesigned. And she's really cute. I need to draw her again because I like this design a lot. It's giving strawberry shortcake. I actually like how the post turned out. And the hair too. Yeah, I need to draw this character again. I'm thinking of having a video, like I said before, where I just redraw my old characters. I think that could actually be fun. There's more Genshin stuff. Oh boy. I'm exposing that I used to think that Genshin was cool, and My Hero, and Demon Slayer. I definitely had to learn a lot. Because those games aren't good, but I did have fun making the drawings, so that's all that matters. I think I did show this drawing off before. I still actually really like it. Like, it's not the most accurate, but like, the colors here. I liked how poofy the clouds look. I think I said my name at the bottom here. Here's another landscape painting. I need to do more of these. I keep saying that, but it's definitely been a long time since I've done any. Here's my other characters, and these are closer to the ones that I had in mind for my series, but I think I'm gonna put that series on the back burner because honestly, it's probably a lot more time consuming than I have to do. I just don't have the time to put towards it like I want. But, yeah, here's just a random page. Original characters. I drew one because I think I was watching Avatar, and this character's obviously inspired by Avatar. So I decided to draw her, meaning one. And then I guess I just decided to swatch everything here. And then I drew Takahashi again, being the edgy boy that he is. And then I drew more Pinterest faces. I actually really like this one too. The face is kind of wonky, but I like the colors. I'm pretty sure this is almost the end of the sketchbook. Just more random sketches. Ooh, I remember this spread too. Yeah, I need to get better back to drawing or painting landscapes. I think that's probably the shred here. I really like this one. I don't know what I was on that day, but this was during COVID, so apart from work, or whatever else, I was pretty much stuck at home. And I guess I just looked at a bunch of nature pictures because we couldn't really go out much back then, obviously. Um, and that's pretty much it for this sketchbook. Just sketches of my character. So let me end that recording. And I have one more sketchbook that I want to go through. I think I actually did that in pretty decent time. Let me check the VOD to see how long that recording was. It's probably going to be a longer video, but I don't care. Yeah, that one was 20 minutes, but worth, to be honest. I might speed it up in DaVinci, though. I don't know if anyone wants to see over an hour-long video. I feel like longer videos don't do well on my channel yet. But I don't care, this video's fun. So let me get a little bit of water before we move on to the last sketchbook that I want to show off. Seeing all these sketchbooks is really going down memory lane for me. I didn't realize I drew so many, well, painted so many landscapes though. So I guess that's another goal for 2025. I need to get back to doing that. It's just time consuming, but apparently I was on the right track there. I just sort of stopped doing it because I wanted to design characters more. So, and here's my third and final sketchbook of this video, I suppose. This was also during 2020, 2021. I think this was when my mental health, really started to take hold, and I was losing motivation to be an artist, so this sketchbook might be a little rough, if my memory serves correctly. There are some still good drawings here, but you can definitely tell, my mental wasn't the best. I don't know, I was going through it back then. This is some of the oldest art that you'll find, and unless you followed me on Instagram, like I said, you probably haven't seen most of the drawings in here. So, let's just get into it. This is the Canson Mix Media sketchbook. I use it all the time. It's pretty cheap. It works with most mediums. And it's pretty much readily available, so if you can get it on sale, get it. But if it's full price, I think there's better options. But I already mentioned that in another video, so let's just go straight in. Here's Takahashi. Again, I jump around in this sketchbook, so some drawings might be out of place. I don't do stuff chronologically. That's just the theme here. Here's some random sketches. This sketchbook's probably going to be a lot messier compared to the other two. And, well, let me lay this sketchbook like this, so it's easier to flip through. There's just some random sketches. Let me move this up. Okay. More random sketches. I drew Takahashi again down here. But yeah, nothing really detailed. I think this was during my worst, like, art block. You saw how colorful and detailed I did backgrounds back then, but this was like the unraveling of that. This sketchbook's like the opposite. I just drew whatever, whether it looked good or not, I just drawing. And it's very messy, so. I will say I didn't really like how watercolors look in this sketchbook, so I don't think I used it too much here. Just more sketches. This was a design for a character that I had, but I didn't really do anything with it, so. There's more Takahashi. This had to be 2021, I think. Because this might have been around May, but I think some drawings from 2020 are still in here, so. I know I didn't do it chronologically. And here's some more mermaid stuff. Just random sketches, although Chet's covering this up, but that's okay. Random sketches. I do like this sketchbook though. This mermaid drawing. I like the little tattoos I did. And her short hair is pretty iconic too. Just more sketches and swatches. Yeah, I mean, I like the colors, but this was when I was not drawing as consistently, and it definitely shows. Here's Takahashi again. Yeah, I was definitely in a slump here. This was a plan for another mermaid drawing, but I changed it. Also, I think this is gouache, because it's really bright. Another Pinterest drawing. I don't remember what this was for. I actually like this drawing. I know this was from Pinterest, because I remember liking the earrings. And I think the skin came out pretty good. More random sketches. This was my mini K-drama face, and this was Kim Bok-joo. But, it doesn't look like her. More swatches. This was when that Sailor Moon trend was going on online. That's all I really remember. I drew flowers. I think this might have been for Mother's Day. I was just testing out the different colors. And then I just drew it on another piece of paper. But I like this sketch. I might take it out of here and put it in a frame or something. More sketches. My anatomy took a hit. I think at that point I may have stopped drawing for like 3 or 4 months. And my skills definitely took a backseat. Because some of my earlier work had better anatomy than this. Although here are some concept sketches that I did make. These were during the BLM protests. And here's another Takahashi painting that I did not finish. I didn't realize I drew him this much in the sketchbook. And I wrote Vogue here for some reason. I don't know why. And here's another little landscape that I did. I don't really like how watercolors looks on this paper, but I actually really heavily mess with this landscape. I think it actually works here. Although it's not the most brightest. Actually move this down a little bit so you can see. But yeah, I still really like it. Here's yet another Takahashi sketch. I didn't realize I drew him that much, but if I was in my mental health edgy phase, then that probably makes sense why I drew him a lot. Because he's definitely the brooding type. More sketches. Oh, this was the concept design for Cancer, by the way. The one that I did in my other sketchbook. I think I used this sketchbook mainly for concept art. And then I put the final piece in my Arteza sketchbook. Here's more Lamy sketches, because yeah, this must mean that I jumped around in this sketchbook a lot. Because the design in here is very different than the one in my other sketchbook. I didn't just know if I wanted to do multiple braids or only two. And here's her again. Yeah, my skills were definitely not... Oh, start recording. My skills were definitely not the most polished here. But I did draw some cool things. And here's a sketch of Najli. I kind of like how loose the pose was. Here's Takahashi yet again. My edgy boy. And I drew Toph. I don't know, I was probably just watching Avatar and decided to draw her. Here is a drawing that I probably took from Pinterest. Oh, this was the concept design for Leo. I'm not sure what I did with this drawing or even if I kept it or not. But yeah, I decided to do Leo with markers. But the final drawing for Leo is not in this book. It was a separate sheet of paper, but which I'm pretty sure I did not keep. Tragic. Another sketch that I got from Pinterest, probably. And I planned to do the meet the artist here, but the final one, again, is in the other sketchbook. Oh, this was when the Billie Eilish album came out. And I decided to draw still from the music video. I actually kind of prefer the washed out look for backgrounds here. I didn't like the paper at the time because it made my watercolors look dull, but honestly for paintings like this it actually helps. And this was the Inktober drawing. Actually, if I remember correctly, this is around the time that we had that house fire, and yeah, I lost a lot of my older artwork. So the sketchbooks that you see here is probably the oldest artwork that I still have left. I don't want to trauma dump too much, but I figure that's probably important to mention. I don't have artwork earlier than this. At least not physically. If it is, it's gonna be on Instagram, because, again, that's where I started posting art the earliest, pretty much. At least online. Yeah. Side tangent, though. I think this is, like, Takahashi's mom. But, like, I didn't finish drawing her. And this is, like, a random marker drawing that I did. These are some more random drawings. And you can see that I jumped around because my art style looks a little bit more developed here. More La Me. Although I changed her name. Apparently it was Kel Sang then, but I changed it. Oh, and this was an Inktober drawing. Despite everything that happened, I did try to complete Inktober. I don't think I did all 31 days, though. Because I was moving around and all of that jazz, but... I still tried to do art anyways, but my mental definitely wasn't there. I think I was just drawing random names. I was trying different pens or something. random drawing from Pinterest. Another random drawing from Pinterest. I remember liking this drawing a lot. And this is kind of the aesthetic that I'm going for a bookkeeper's daughter. But this was based off of folklore. But I like it. The drawing's kind of cute. More random sketches. I think this was for Inktober. I'm not sure. Swatches. I think this was Inktober too. I don't know what this was. Probably something from Pinterest. We're not be no NSFW. Nah, I'm not that type of artist. I don't even think I ever even drew anything that could be considered that. But I'm also an ace person, so I don't draw that. I wasn't really like that as a teenager. Mainly it was just cringy anime art. But this was the end of like 2020, so I was moving away from anime. Even though I was consuming more anime, I just didn't want to draw like that anymore. Here is my character. And she has her braids now, so I know that this is towards the end of 2020. Because I changed her design a lot by then. I think I was messing around with gouache. I think like the most NSFW quote unquote thing that I ever draw was like two girls kissing. But I think I only like did it once or twice. Like I'm pretty tame when it comes to art. I don't draw stuff like that. I don't really like drawing a bunch of different ships. And these are random sketches and swatches that I did. I think I was studying like value. Oh, this was with gouache, I think. Another girl from Pinterest. I don't know what this was. Here's Love Me Again. She's actually really cute. And that's the end of the sketchbook. And the end of my sketchbooks from my teen years. Because technically after this, if this was 2020 and I was 19, then yeah, the rest of my sketchbooks, I was in my 20s. And in 2021, my art pretty much fell off the cliff. So, that's pretty much it for this video. If you liked what you saw here and you want to see me draw my old OCs and give them redesigns and like and subscribe, I try to release one art video every week, but I'm gonna try to upload 2, so we'll see how that goes. But for now, bye YouTube. I'm not ending stream, by the way. I'm just done with the sketchbook tours, but I'll probably edit and clean those up tomorrow, and I hopefully have it uploaded by Monday, maybe. Oops. Nothing wrong with anatomy studies, though. That should be done of nudes by definition to see how the muscle connects to the bone. Yeah, I did anatomy studies, but I did it in another sketchbook. Actually, I think I could probably show it off. I didn't do nude studies, though. But I did more like the skeleton and the muscle groups, but not actual nudes. But I'm pretty sure I showed that sketchbook off. But if y'all want to see it, I guess I can bring it in here. But I think I already did a sketchbook tour of that, so... I guess I can go bring it anyways. Let me be right back. And I'll get that other sketchbook to show it off anyways. Okay, I'm back. And this was like, this had to be like 2022. The end of 2021, because 2021, I barely posted art. And when I did, it was very inconsistent. This was the darn time where I thought that I was going to give up art altogether. This was after I moved to Texas, though. And I started interacting with a certain community, and I guess I just got my creative spark again. And I wanted to draw and do stuff, so. Yeah. The sketchbook will probably jump around a lot. But I'm not going to show it. I already pretty much, I think I showed this on YouTube before, though. So I don't think I need to record it again. At least I'm pretty sure I did, but I don't know. Maybe I'll do a separate video if I did. If I didn't, but that other video went on for too long, so we'll see. And I was definitely still in my hero phase. So this sketchbook was still 2020, but I know there's stuff in here that's more recent, so I jump around sketchbooks a lot. And this was more in stuff like for Instagram that I did. I did the guy from Orin High School Host Club. I drew A2 from Near. I do Katra from, what was that show called? Oh, She-Ra, I think. Then I did Korra, then Demon Slayer, then Haikyuu. I was still pretty anime inspired, but as you can see, I was trying to do my own style more. And I don't know what I was drawing here. Oh, here's my character. I still really like this drawing, but I didn't finish it. So, yeah. I think this was like the gap year, pretty much. I was still drawing, but like not nearly as much as I was before. Life got busy. I was working, and yeah, my mental was not good, so definitely not very consistent, but I remember designing this dude for Mermaid. And I really like this drawing because I was trying to study different muscle groups. Mermaid. Oh, this one was really cute. This was definitely anime inspired, and I gave her a cute pink donut. This was like Western inspired, but he also kind of looks like Takahashi, but it's not him. But I don't know. This drawing is also pretty cute. Maybe there were some makers that I made that I just forgot. And this one was also cool. This was supposed to be based off of a lionfish. Oh god. More, Demon Slayer. Well, I didn't finish. I feel like I could have cooked here, though, if I did, but yeah, life got in the way, and I wasn't able to draw as much. The part that I did finish actually does look pretty cool, I think. When was this? It was in the middle of 2021. Oh, this was when I started to take that drawing course. The Steve On one. It wasn't professional, like, art courses, but, like, I was trying to desperately get back into art, because I think between here and this was Mermaid, I did not draw for, like, 2 to 3 months, which for me is, like, a lifetime, because I draw all the time. So I was just drawing different figures and, I guess, objects, trying to get appreciation for space and objects. And Teapot, since I know that you're new to drawing, I don't know if you're still here or not, it can actually be helpful to draw different shapes and items. Helps you get a better understanding of form. Shapes help, but I think drawing different objects also helps. The first page I did was in pencil, but I wanted to not be able to erase as much, so I decided to do the rest of it in pen. I haven't done it a whole lot yet. I know I should. Yeah, it helps. But you gotta learn at your own pace, so. Here, I was trying to learn how to draw a skull. Trying to learn how to draw the teeth and the eyes. This still doesn't look quite right, but I don't know. I still think it looks cool. And then I was trying to draw like different faces and different styles. Skull emoji. And I just draw a bunch of different faces using different shapes. I like this drawing. And then I like these where I was just drawing a bunch of different skulls. Although I went back to using pencil when I said I was going to use pen. But I wasn't really familiar with drawing the skull, so. And here's more skulls. And then I drew a face. Well, a full face with the muscles and the skin, of course. I drew more faces in different angles. And then I started to draw hands and more muscles. I really need to get back into doing that. I will say I don't think drawing hands is very hard. I was, as you can see here, I was learning in different muscle groups, like I said. But, like, nothing too, risque per se. I was drawing the skeleton, which is also pretty important to learn if you're gonna draw a bunch of people, to understand what's really going on. It can seem daunting, but it's really not that hard once you understand the different bones. And here I was drawing the different muscle groups. I need to go back to doing this. I think one stream, I'll just have a day where I just go over anatomy and stuff again, because I feel a little rusty. And here's some more. And then I decided to draw one of my characters, turning around and all the different muscle groups and stuff. And yeah, this is NSFW. I drew the hip bone. Hips Zam. And then I drew a bunch of feet. Oops. Let me fix that. Yeah, I drew a bunch of feet and the legs. I still enjoy drawing legs. Also, feet aren't really that hard to draw either, I think. Let me move this up a little bit. And then I started to draw poses. Understanding the line of action. Like, I'm pretty sure I did this, like, in different time increments. Here I did this in, like, 10 seconds. I'm sorry, 15 seconds. Then 30. Then 35. And then, like, 50 seconds. Another thing to help with poses, of course, is to do gesture studies. And give yourself different times to do so. It helps warm up your hand, and it helps with having your poses be less stiff. I want to do that, but I'm scared of getting references that are either naked, so I'm scared to do that on stream, but maybe I'll just pick out a bunch of different, I guess, poses that aren't in SFW, and then I guess I'll just time myself doing it. So I'll just have to go through my Pinterest board and do that. Maybe that can be an idea for another stream. So here are more poses that I did, timing myself. I did 30 seconds, I did a minute, this was 3 minutes. You don't really need a lot of time to set up a sketch though. If you have to post, it really doesn't take that long. I drew my character in like 60 seconds. Again, this was 10 seconds. This was 35 seconds. And in here, I was supposed to do the same thing, but not pick my pencil up. And here's even more post drawings. I think these were just random poses. This was the phase where I was like drawing super small for some reason. I guess I just didn't want to cover up the whole page. But this drawing's really cute. I still like the pose. I did more poses. But as you can see, they're fully clothed. At least most of them. And then I did a bunch of expressions, which I definitely need to get back at doing. Because I feel like sometimes my characters feel a little static. Also, why is my camera acting stupid? Sorry. It's like I bumped my table and like everything wasn't aligned properly. But yeah, like I said, I was doing a bunch of like different expressions, trying to get better at that, and I need to go back to doing it. So here's more expressions. And even more expressions. And I think this was when I started to draw different hairstyles. I need to find that course again. I don't know if I still have access to it, because that could actually help. I believe it was the Steve on drawing course. I don't know if you can get that anywhere. Maybe if I can find it, I'll make a post about it. But you might have to pay for it now. But it did have a lot of useful information for drawing. And this was how I started to draw a bunch of different clothing and fabric and all that good stuff. I was drawing sneakers and shoes. I'm still not good at drawing shoes. And then I remember I had to draw a bunch of different sets of clothing. Every now and again, I get the urge to draw a really big poofy dress. And maybe that's me at the start of that here. I still really like this drawing. I like the ballerina one too. I feel like this one was the weakest though. Although with the glare, it's hard to see. With the pencil. Make sure you guys can see that. It's the one drawback with tan paper, it can be hard to see. And then I did more like gesture drawings and drawings with different clothes and fabrics and stuff. I did more sporty, casual stuff. And then I drew my own characters. Yeah, I need to do something because I feel like my poses are just stiff. And that wasn't really the case back then. And then I drew this. Like a futuristic look. Although I think I was obsessed with like Project Runway, that show where people just design a bunch of different clothes. So that's probably where some of this came from. Because I was watching a lot of that at the time. And then I was learning how to do different styles and stuff. So this is more close to my usual style. And this is like more blocky, cartoony. Oh. And here's my boy Takahashi again. He always finds his way in sketchbooks. I've been drawing him the longest, but I think he's like my oldest original character. And then I think here was just random sketches and stuff. More Takahashi. Oh, it's probably hard to see with this stupid glare. But if I turn the light off, it will probably be too dark. I thought you were signing off. No, I was just ending the video. I wasn't going to end stream. I was also recording my sketchbook tour for YouTube. So I'm probably going to spend tomorrow editing that, and I'll probably have that either Sunday or Monday. Although if I have to redo the audio, it'll probably take a little longer. But I think the audio should have been fine for that. But I'm not going offline just yet. It's still pretty early. You gaming tonight? Probably. I'm not sure what I'm gonna play yet. I could get back into The Walking Dead, but I also kind of want to play more Persona to progress the story. But I also kind of want to draw too. Maybe I'll sketch a little bit. This was the part where I jumped around because, like, this was March 7th, and I know that was like 2022. And then, oh, I remember this drawing. This was for my first sponsorship. I got the Ferris, I got the Ferris wheel press inks. And yeah, I drew a Chinese dragon because it's the year of the dragon. I had the perfect colors, so I was learning how to draw a dragon. But this is more of my current art style. And we actually got a bunch of blank pages here. I low-key kind of want to draw something in here. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I finished the sketch phase of my first issue of my comic book. Now writing is next, and I still have some hatching studies to do. Honestly, I could probably do some hatching studies myself. I found a blank page in a sketchbook, and I kind of want to draw. Because seeing my old art kind of inspired me. I don't know what I'm going to draw. But I want to draw something. So, I think that's the strat. But let me check to make sure that my phone isn't dying, because I'm using my phone as a hand cam. And it tends to overheat quite a lot. And I think I do, I think I need to charge the phone, or else my capture is gonna die. So, let me fix that. See, I tap one thing, and my display goes bonkers. Settings. I might have to redo my, I might have to do my capture, because... Okay, there we go. But now it still doesn't look right. God damn it. I take it you faced the issues that your camera, using a camera was causing. I'm gonna watch something for review, so I'll be back in a bit. I just wanted to check my video and I ended up breaking my settings, so let me take this off real quick so I don't dox anything. Let me fix my video capture. And I need to charge the phone or else it'll die. But I wonder if I should switch to digital art, because I didn't do digital art yesterday. But I really want to draw in my sketchbook, so I think I'll keep going. Let me fix that. So for whatever reason, if I mess up my settings and I it like resets everything, which is kind of a pain. So let me charge the phone and hook it up. Let me see. I can just put this down here. To do what you need to do, I still have a football game I'm supposed to be watching. Yeah, I'm probably just gonna be doodling and rambling and stuff. If I can fix my capture, that would be pog, but I think I need to reset it because it's acting a little stupid. I got the paid version of Elgato, but apparently it still messes up sometimes. I figured I'd get it since I knew I was going to record a video. And I want my capture not to have that ugly looking, watermark while I record. Okay, I think I fixed it. And I also need to get back to using tanned paper, because honestly, I've not been doing that as much. I've been using watercolor paper, because I use watercolors, like, the most. Okay, so, capture is fixed, I can put it back up. Okay, there we go. And of course it's showing the wrong one. Sorry though, folks, that was my face. Although, if you watched my previous video, you've probably seen my face before. I have face revealed. I've face revealed before, so it's cool. But my hair's kind of a mess right now, so not cute. But see, if my BRB stream was working, I could have fixed it off cam, but it's whatever. Okay. Okay, I think I'm ready to start drawing. Although I probably shouldn't use a brown pencil on brown paper. So I need... If you have to reboot to do your thing. Yeah, I'm good. I just had to reset the capture because OBS is funky, and if you change or look at something, it completely messes up your setup. So I just had to reset it, and I'm good. So I need to get a pencil that you can see me sketch with. Unless I go straight in with my brush pen, which I don't know if I have the nerves to do that yet. I can use this to sketch. It's fine. Yeah, it should be good now. Okay, let me pull up a reference. I tried using OBS and ended up quitting their idea of streaming. OBS is not that bad. If me, a complete noob that had no idea about how to record and stream, is able to figure out how to use OBS, it's not that bad. I was gonna go with Streamlabs, but my friend told me to use OBS instead, so I followed his lead. And I decided to do just that. I think Streamlabs kind of bogs your computer down. Also, why is it showing the wrong window capture? Lovely. No, I don't want this window capture here. Not that I think I doxed anything, but I thought I closed it. L-Stream remove it here. I just talked about how it was easy to set up, OBS, and then, stuff is coming up that is not supposed to come up that I closed, so that's fun. I was trying to fix my Discord earlier, so I was looking up Reddit stuff to do that, but whatever. I think there probably is a better way that I could organize my OBS. So I don't do that, but I need to make another BRB screen too, because the one that I had doesn't want to work for some reason. So, yeah. I hate to say it, but Reddit can be very useful when it comes to stream tech issues. So, it's not that bad if you're looking for specific advice. Also, I kind of want to draw this goth girl, because I've been into gothic fashion a lot lately, which is kind of different to like all the colorful stuff that I normally draw. Okay. Maybe if I don't play games tonight, I'll go live, hopefully earlier like I did today, and play some games. Maybe if it's not too late, I'll probably go on VGen and see, because I do think I want to commission someone for the sub badges. I just need to narrow down some artists that I found. If I don't do it this stream, though, I'll probably tomorrow. I think the goal is, yeah, I don't really want to spend too much more on games right now, because the money that I could be spending on games, I could be commissioning someone for emotes and overlays and all that good stuff. Because realistically, if I try to do it all, I just don't have the time to do it. Now I'm still gonna try to draw some emotes myself, and I obviously need to learn how to do that, but I won't be able to do everything that I want the way that I want it, so. And I also want to support some artists too, so that's fine. And I'm drawing some girl that I see on Pinterest. Like I said at the beginning of the stream, I just use Crayola color pencils. I think the way that I draw now is a lot more simplified, but like, it does lose some of its, I guess, energy. I'm literally drawing this girl because she looks like Morticia Adams, sort of, with a dress, but you can't really see it in this drawing. Because the way that I currently have my OBS setup, I have a setup for stream, I have a setup for my start stream, my starting soon stream, and then I have a setting for regular recordings, like if I'm off stream and I still want to record myself drawing. But the way that I'm doing it is probably dumb. I used to have a fourth one for vertical streams, which I need to bring back, because I heard vertical streams did better on YouTube. I don't know how true that is, but that's what I heard. My YouTube streams, they're okay, but I think Twitch, I'm doing a lot better on Twitch these days. Her hair's pretty flat and doesn't seem to have many curves, so. I definitely need to take crash courses on anatomy and stuff again. Like, I'm 90% of the way where I want to be, but I obviously need a lot of work. I do more traditional art streams too, because they're fun. Also, I can't see YouTube chat. Let me pull that back up. Okay. Like, I think I simplify things almost too much sometimes. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not so good. But I think if I stay in the art category, I will rate someone tonight, so I kind of do want to stick to drawing today. So yeah, like I said, I think I will probably stop spending as much on games for the time being. Unless I get affiliates, then maybe. But money will be going towards emotes and maybe a better VTuber model, perhaps. I don't know about that yet, though. Like, VTuber models are very expensive. And honestly, I might just draw myself a PNG tuber before then. But I'll see how that goes. I think I can do it now. I just need to get better at coloring, pretty much. I think I know what I want my actual character to look like. How much are they? Well, it depends on, like, the software used, but, like, most Life 2D models are at minimum, like, $200 to $300. But good ones are, like, well over 500. Which is, obviously, I don't want to support the artist, of course, but for someone starting out, that's obviously a lot of money. V-Word models, they can be a little cheaper, but still a couple hundred, maybe. PNG YouTuber models are the cheapest. You can probably get a good one for, maybe like 100. But a PNG YouTuber model is literally just a drawing, and it just moves when your mouth moves. But you can get it to have different, like, emotes and stuff. So I'm considering making another just PNG tuber, because sometimes I think running VRoid messes with OBS sometimes, and that makes streaming annoying. I like my VRoid model, but like my original character looks nothing like her. So you can buy VRoid accessories. Those are pretty cheap. Like the hair and the jacket I got from like maybe like $10 on Booth, which is like VRoid accessories and stuff. But yeah, at some point I don't want to stick to this model. I mean, for now it's good. I think it looks better than like my version 1.0 model, but she's still looking a little goofy for my liking. And the face tracking's kind of weird too. But I think, or maybe when I get done with drawing, I'll go on VGen to look. Although I need to be careful on VGen because there is some spicy art on there. And I need to make sure I don't show anything because I'm not trying to get banned. But I was thinking about going over some artists I was thinking about commissioning for sub badges. How does tracking work? In this case, I'm using like a webcam for my VTuber model. Although sometimes I was using my phone, but clearly I'm using my phone now for my hand cam, so I'm using webcam for the VTuber. Like if I'm gaming, I just use my phone as the webcam, but sometimes I just set up the proper one. And also I think it broke because that tends to happen like an hour into stream, which is fun. But yeah, you can use a webcam, you can use a smartphone. There's apps for that. Although, I guess it also depends on how detailed you want your tracking to be. VRoids is pretty rudimentary for tracking. Surely another little program for my, like, face tracking isn't working, but that's okay. You can still see my mouth moving, so that's good enough. I don't really feel like messing with my settings to change it right now. So it's a part of the problem with VRoid models. Because sometimes this stuff, face tracking, just doesn't work. And sometimes, like, after an hour of stream, I have to check to make sure it didn't freeze. But this time it did, so. But I don't really feel like messing with the settings because I just did, so. It's not the end of the world. I know some friends of mine that are also VTubers. But not too many of my friends or I guess associates know that I stream. just Teapot and Baha and Zaza and a couple other people. I was surprised to see Laro in my chat, but yeah. I guess they were seeing the Discord ping, even though they're not in my Discord, but they probably just saw that I was streaming. And I think checking featuring can be fun, but you really need to be careful, because sometimes spicy art gets past the spicy art filter, and we really don't want any problems here, because I'm not trying to get banned. I've only been streaming for like 10 weeks. So she has like pretty straight hair. I guess I can put the eyebrows further down. If I were to use a PNG tuber, I wouldn't need to do the tracking. It would just be the avatar would move with my voice, like what's happening now, because I don't have my face tracker on anymore. I guess when the other camera popped up the first time, it killed the tracking, and I don't want to reset it again. You draw black hair? Yeah, I used to draw it a lot. It was a lot in my first sketchbook, but admittedly, I haven't been drawing it as much as I wish. But I do draw it. I struggle with drawing braids, but like one of my main characters has braids and locks. And there's another character that I drew recently that had thicker hair. I'm drawing African's melee, so it's a lot of kinky hair to draw. I'm sorry, to render and not draw. I still pretty much suck at rendering, digitally speaking. So that's definitely something else that I need to improve on, especially with drawing different features. I'm in a weird spot with my art style, because, like, I see where it's trying to go, but, like, just having the patience to let it cook. I'm definitely an impatient person in some cases, but I'm learning to be more go in the flow with things. I can't rush progress, it'll happen when it needs to happen, but, I just keep at it. And also, I don't know if you can hear this or not, but my neighbors are, like, racing. So if there's any noise, it's because of that. At least I was able to get through that video without them drag racing. But I will probably need to go over that audio. And if it's too bad, I'm gonna have to do a voiceover, which will probably push back into the next video. So hopefully, the audio isn't too scuffed. No, your mic is good for noise canceling. Well, that's good. It's better than the old one that I had. Because outside it's pretty loud, and I don't really want to yell because it's getting a little late. So, definitely don't want to yell. But I mean, it's Texas, so they do track racing like every weekend, so not too surprising. Yeehaw, I guess. I mean, what's better way to demonstrate quote-unquote freedom other than racing fast cars and waking up half the neighborhood? I'm thinking I go in with the brush pen now. Because I think that's the strat here. And, this is the Zebra brush pen. I've talked about it in previous videos, but it's a really good pen. I always keep it in at least one in my bag. But it's fun to write with, it's fun to draw with, and it's pretty cheap, so if you want to use a brush pen, this is definitely a solid option. But I already did a video on what I recommend for art supplies, but I might make another one. Okay. So I need to get a little bit closer. And, I like inking, but again, I don't do it as much. I used to have a dip pen set, and I think I still have one. But like, traditional inking is messy. But it is fun, so maybe if I get enough time, I will do it eventually. I already mentioned that I wanted to start journaling next year, so I think that would be good for me to do that. Because, let's face it, I am pretty scatterbrained. And I think having stuff written down will help. Also, I probably could have made chat a little bit smaller because I don't really want it to cover up the drawing, so maybe scooch over a little bit. And again, I'm using Strathmore Tone Tan paper. Also pretty cheap and readily available if you like inking and pencils and stuff like that. This paper isn't bad. And it's usually on sale a lot anyways. But, be warned, it's not really good for painting. And maybe the next, traditional art stream that I do, I will bust out my paints, because I talk about painting a lot, but I haven't done it on stream. I think I have painted on for a video before, but not, well, live. And seeing those, I guess, landscapes that I used to draw or paint makes me want to do some of those. I still will probably play a little bit of GeoGuessr, knowing me. But I'm having fun this stream. I have fun like every stream except for that one where my OBS was just not working. But I don't really have a rhyme or reason when it comes to inking other than just going over my lines. I just put it down. I think if I think about it too much, I tend to get shaky. Also, I think with inks, you just kind of have to go for it. Yeah, I can't be too scared to make marks on the paper, because ink is permanent. Well, unless you get like a whiteout, but like you can still probably see the ink underneath it, so kind of just have to go for it. I don't know if I could do any inks on stream though. That might be a little too chaotic because they do need time to dry. And knowing me, I'd probably spill something. And that would be a disaster. So I think I'm gonna stick to brush pens on stream if I'm lining something. Like maybe if I put it in like one of those water brush pens, maybe. But other than that, I don't see that happening. Not in my current setup. Although I think I kind of messed up the dress a little bit. Something else that I learned about inking is that you don't necessarily need to do like every single line, if that makes sense. Sometimes you do just need to let it, I guess, breathe, if that makes sense, which also probably doesn't sound right. The dress has like a strip, but I don't think I drew that particularly well here. Welcome back, Teapot. Just doing some inking and trying not to mess it up too bad, so I'm not talking as much. Although, I still obviously want to entertain chat. I was just talking about inking, and I think sometimes people think too much about inking and then just lose sight of doing it. But if you want your lines to look steady, you just kind of have to go for it and not be afraid too much. Although I didn't do quite as well of a job, but it's not about being perfect, it's having fun here. I love using brush pens. They're like the most perfect thing ever. I will still always have a place in my heart for traditional art. I'll probably post this on Blue Sky after stream, even if the inks aren't the neatest. They seem to like ink drawings there. At least some platform enjoys like traditional art. I remember on Twitter, I definitely wouldn't get any engagement on art if I did traditional. They only care about digital stuff, and now they only care about AI, which is a massive pain. Well, Blue Sky's a little bit better. I haven't seen any AI art on there yet. Exclamation point this Blue Sky if you want to follow my page, and I have it in my card too. At this point, I completely nuked my Twitter account. It doesn't exist. So, if you're gonna go looking for it, you won't find it. Also, I probably should go through my card because I don't know if I got rid of it on there or not. But yeah, Blue Sky's my home. I have no reason to use Twitter. Yeah, I definitely don't agree with the decisions over there. It's just a bunch of hateful crap and hateful people. If it's hurting my growth by not being on Twitter, I don't care. I refuse to use it now. And all my favorite artists are on Blue Sky anyway, so it doesn't matter. I'd rather even use Instagram over Twitter. I saw AI art on Blue Sky earlier, but it was people using it to accompany their writing. Not really art itself, not that it makes it much better. Yeah, I haven't seen any yet, but I know there's probably somewhere. Pinterest really disappointed me. And it's like they don't give a damn at all anymore. It's like every 5th post is like AI. And now I'm paranoid about saving anything that isn't like a photograph because I'm scared it's AI. And I don't really want that crap in my board. And I think I had to do a little bit of a deep clean earlier because I thought I saved AI. Which, yucks. I don't want to do that. All I'm asking is for is just an AI filter. I don't even think that's too extreme. They have filters for bots, but not for AI. Rumor has it if I'm looking for like vintage photography and vintage landscapes, I don't want to see AI. I look on Google too, but even with the AI filters, it still doesn't block all of it. It was already hard finding a good reference sometimes, it just makes it worse. Let me draw some pupils, because sometimes with my art, I don't always draw them until like the last step. I don't know why I do that. I just leave random sketches without pupils. I've always done it, and I can't really tell you why. I think my next video is going to be about this cute stop-motion Christmas movie about an owl that just came out. I saw your post on Blue Sky about it. Maybe I'll check it out, but I'm not the biggest Christmas movie fan, admittedly. But I'll definitely watch your video, of course. Gotta support the homies. Par here. My mod, he makes videos, so go check him out. I think his channel is good if you want to get better, or at least learn more about media literacy. Because he's doing something that a lot of YouTubers don't do. Or at least they don't do it well. So. How do I want to do this? If that's your takeaway, I love that about media literacy. Well, you break down your favorite shows and stuff and talk about themes and then that others may have missed. So I think that definitely counts as media literacy, in my opinion. Honestly, I could talk about my own favorite series, but like I couldn't go that much into detail like you do. Maybe I will if it's an art style that I like, but like for series, I don't think I can do something like that. That's definitely something that not everyone can do. So, you should be proud. But I say that all the time. Christmas is on a Wednesday, so that sort of sucks for all work this year. I don't really intend to do much on Christmas. In fact, I might actually stream because, like, I have nothing better to do. And then Thanksgiving's coming up, but it really doesn't feel like Thanksgiving. It's still like 70 degrees here. So it doesn't even feel like fall. I don't know. I don't really anticipate going anywhere unless my family does, but I'll probably be stuck home. I might go to the parade, but that's about it. I'll probably stream, if I'm gonna be honest, if I'm off. But I'm not a huge holiday person, so I don't really care too much. You don't really need the holidays to spend time with your fam. And dealing with retail, I know that made me not be a huge fan of Christmas, although I never really was. I need to try not to make this hand look messed up. It's really hard for me to break through that barrier of just mindlessly consuming content and actually studying it. I still struggling with strips, but it's fun. Mariah Carey aware. It's funny. I feel like videos that I don't really script all that well tend to do better than ones that I actually write scripts for. Which is probably the wrong way of doing things, but I don't know. Coming up with scripts, you know, I don't know if this is like a family thing or not. But my dad was like this, and my mom is sort of. But, like, I guess I'm just more of a visual person as opposed to writing stuff down and coming up with scripts and stuff. Because, like, in my mind, I already know what I want to say. I don't feel like I need to be too scripted most of the time. In my case, the script is just so I don't forget to bring something up. But even if I write something down, I'll probably change it. I guess I can just go do the shoulder here. I don't want to go too thick with the lines here. Because I do want to go over it with this another pen that I have. So I don't want to bleed out too much, although it shouldn't. I just want to be careful. I think my thing with the holidays is not everyone can spend it with their family. So, I don't know. I don't like the expectations of holidays. I don't really like the expectation of having to do stuff just because it's the holidays. Because for a while, I and my family weren't really able to travel and do stuff. So, I don't know. Seeing everyone else with their family can feel like you're being left out. So, I think the goal is I'll probably stream on Thanksgiving. Because I don't have anything special planned. And I'll probably stream for Christmas too. Since it's in the middle of the week. Unless my mom wants to go somewhere, but she's not always a big fan of Christmas either. I think my uncle's more of the Christmas person in our family. But I can't travel to go see him. So, it's kind of moot there. My family is the same way. They don't need an excuse to hang out because for Christmas. However, for some people, it makes scheduling around work easier since some people get that time off. Well, definitely not everyone. If we were to go somewhere, it'd probably be New Orleans. But probably not till after New Year's, most likely. I need to get the creases in her dress. I could have probably did that a little bit better. I'm just saying that everyone can take time off and not everyone can go see their family. Or not everyone has family that they even want to see, so I say be thankful for those that do, but don't, I guess just don't hound people who aren't necessarily in that same situation. That's at least my thought about it. Because, like, you always go, like back to work or school and they ask you what you did for your holiday. But if you don't really have that in your life, it can come across as insensitive, in my opinion. And obviously, it's good to want to talk about your family. I'm not knocking that, but just not everyone has that. I'm sure my employees are going to vent Christmas Eve and Christmas off as a mage. That's one of the lucky ones with jobs I worked. I had the holidays off. I think I'm off Thursday, but not the whole week. Maybe I might be off Wednesday. I'm not sure. I have to look, but Thursday for sure. As far as Christmas, I don't think. I don't think it's the whole week. It's like Christmas Day and Christmas Eve. I have to work, I think, but I don't know 100% yet. I will say, looking at decorations is cool because I like design and all that, so we'll probably go do that. We always do that, though. But like the whole cheery Christmas stuff, yeah, I'm not a huge fan. But I don't want to be a Debbie Downer to those who do enjoy it. And I guess I will probably go over my 70B emotes and add Christmas ones tomorrow. I didn't know whether it was too early or not for me to add them, or if I should wait till like Thanksgiving. I took the personal offense to my way of... Wait, what's going on? Also, it's one of those lucky ones with jobs I work. I think with myself. I say to people judging me when I told them I didn't do much outside of work, they took it personally, offense to my way of living. It wasn't even like reaching out to want to give me stuff to do, and I'd be alone. They were just assholes about it. And I used the U.S. Marshal to get my toys back to work the day after New Year's. I'm decorating and watching Christmas movies. It's something I bond with my parents over. It's just something to look forward to every year. I mean, what you do outside your work is not really anyone else's business, personally. So I kind of hate that question to begin with. What if I was just staring at my wall on my days off? It's none of your business. But I guess that's just part of making small talk. But in my case, it's not really like that. If anything, you get, like, leftovers, which is pog. Tamales. There's her steak. I think I'm done with this pen. Now, if I knew where I set my other brush pens, I could finish this tonight, probably. Is this the right pen? Oh, yeah, it is. Nice. So, this is also a Tombow pen, but unlike the other ones that I have, this one's just, gray. So, it makes toning a lot easier, so I'm probably just gonna go over these sketches. I don't want to add color, but I do want to add a little something. People asking if you got a girlfriend near yet, it's not the case. Not everyone wants a relationship. And are you a virgin thing, Pippi W? It's just so annoying because I came desperate for a relationship until this might be card. I could just fit in with other people and they'd stop asking me that. I know better now because I'm stuck disabled anyway, so F 'em. Yeah. Although I still think family is like the biggest annoyance apart from that, and at least in my case. These people don't really understand ace people very well. They think we're like space aliens or something, because we don't really tend to care as much about that stuff. Arrow ace person. I don't see myself getting into a relationship or marrying. And yeah. I'd rather have good friendships as opposed to a relationship. what I should do shouldn't really affect anyone else, so I never really understand why people got so offended over that. I guess I could start with the hair. And maybe if I don't like the gray, I can go over it with markers, but I don't really want to do that here, so. I had this pen for a while, but I'm only now just using it, so. But to be fair, most people don't know what ace is, or asexual or aroace people, because it's not in media. And even in LGBTQ spaces, we barely get any representation. And even if we do, it's usually not that great. But that's for another topic. I don't like it in media when a character proclaims that they never want a relationship, but then part of their growth is that they end up falling in love. So as a person of that Aries people is a problem that needs to be solved. Exactly. It's the heart of most, I guess, aphobia. I don't know if that's the right term, but you get what I mean. We're not broken. We're just as normal as anyone else. People want different things in their life, and you shouldn't really fault them for wanting that. I do think I want the hair be a little darker. But do I want to go over a marker? Or not? Not sure yet. For your drawing, just random Pinterest reference. She kind of looked like Morticia Adams with this dress, but also not really. Internet is overly sexualized, so of course Aries folks don't get much attention. And I heard from my brother that people even sexualize Aries people, huh? It's bad. It's bad for ace representation. And I don't know if I want to make this a video or not yet, because I feel like I'm not educated enough to talk about it. When I started to talk about politics and like representation, the video itself did well, but I noticed that it was my most disliked video, but I don't care. I'm gonna speak out on issues that I think are important, so it's just interesting to see other people's perspectives, I suppose. I think McKay and Gray are asexual, but they are married. Relationships and being asexual are mutually exclusive. Yeah, I think that's another part of it that people misunderstand. In my case, I don't think I particularly want a relationship, but what was I gonna say? I forgot. There is a difference between ace people and arrow people, but in my case, I'm both, so. Yeah. I just generally dislike any relationship, or let's just say any series with a relationship. think like in most series it's forced. Like, especially in anime. But other series have this problem too. It's not just an anime thing. I don't want my paper to rip up, so I don't think I want to go over it again. Let's do this side. I don't usually do grayscale drawings that much, so it was kind of nice to do this. I usually like a lot of color, but sometimes it's nice to have something a little subdued. And I kind of like the texture that the pen has, so it worked out pretty well. And even if I wanted to go over it and darken it, I can, because these pens are both alcohol proof and waterproof. So, pog for that. You don't like relationships in anime? It's a double-edged sword. Like, in Origami, Yato and Hyori, I like those two. I like the couple in Dan to Dan. I think they're funny. It's not gushy. You can see that these two characters care a lot about each other. But I'm saying there's shows where romance literally is just not part of the main story. And it suffers because people want to get into shipping wars and it's just stupid. Disability was ever solved. I consider dubbing a kid or two. Being an orphan sounds like hell in this country, but that's only if I was open to being in a relationship with someone, which I'm on the fence now. Or I'm racing kids on my own. That weren't jerk off in the comments. It just said no. It's one thing to disagree with that base take, but another to not even elaborate. Romance in Core is really bad. Yeah, I agree. It's terrible. What about Berserk? Guts and Casca are wonderful. Yeah, they would be wonderful if they could ever have a moment of where they're actually being happy. Just leave those two alone. Damn Griffith. Always causing problems for other people. Although it's a little bit more complicated than that now, but the Berserk fans are, well, some Berserk fans are another whole breed of annoying. I probably wouldn't hate as many pairings if shipping culture wasn't so annoying. But people who say that Casca deserved what happened to her, I'll never have patience for those people. Like, what on earth were you thinking? I think I like this drawing more. Sure, Berserk wouldn't work if the relationship wasn't so good. At some Griffiths, our curiosity, the whole main cast had tension. Well, that's putting it lightly. I want to do a different color for the dress. Maybe a different shade of gray. I'm not sure which one. In a reference, it looked like a cool black. So maybe something like that. Cool gray. Cool gray too. Let's start with this and then see where we go from here. I'll probably just stick to doing art tonight, to be honest. It's already almost 11, but I want to finish up this dress before I end stream. So let's just do that. What other anime relationships do I like? I like the one from Noragami, of course, because I think they're cute. And they actually do have chemistry. What else? You said Bakano. I think there are also just relationships interesting. Although the most healthy one is literally between a demon and like an underground doctor, which is pretty ironic considering everything else in that show. That's what makes the video extra effed up. I think the possibility that Griffith and Guts might have had feelings for each other. Well, I don't know about extra, but yeah, I think platonic relationships would be just as solid. Great writing by the author. Crazy how the whole art happened before you kids were even born. Watching, reading, playing media that came out before I was born is surreal. Well, fun fact, FF10 came out the same day that I was born. So, that doesn't really have anything to do with the conversation, but I figured I'd bring it up. Despite it, it's still one of my favorite games. But I prefer older me. I didn't really get into it till, like I said, I was a teenager. Like 15, 16, 17. And then I just fell down the older anime rabbit hole. I've been in it ever since. All that new stuff is boring. Or at least it feels stale. But I will say Dan Dan is actually pretty good. I was watching it on Crunchyroll. But newer stuff, I guess maybe I'm starting to get a little old too. I just don't have the, I guess, energy to keep up with it. One Piece normally doesn't have any romance. It uses pale and women are in fact wonderful. I love One Piece. Out of the big shonen, it's my favorite. I guess, well, I don't know. Do you think Black Clover does romance well? Because I feel like sometimes it's kind of weird. It's not super romancy, but like, I don't know. I'm not sure if I like the characters I see the characters in that way. Let me say that. Anakin and Padme when the Clone Wars was fantastic. Well, we all know how that happened. How those two ended up. Not so much. I played 3. Good. You pay for Crunchyroll. Oh no, I don't pay for it. Well, I used to pay for it, but not anymore. But it's still better than Netflix, to be honest. Let's just say, talking about One Piece, I was a huge fan of piracy. And if you saw me say that, then no, I don't. I wouldn't download a car. But let's just say, these streaming companies kind of suck now. Black Clover doesn't really have romance, it's just characters who have feelings for someone else that doesn't feel the same way. It can be funny, but nothing deep. Also, I'm missing relationships in that series. I can admit that authors that don't know how to write romance don't write romance. Because authors that don't know what they're doing when it comes to writing romance, that makes it bad for everyone. even if you are a fan of ships. There's no one trying to see that. Also, why is this marker streaky? It's new. I guess this set just doesn't have that many great slider colors. Because it really shouldn't be this streaky. I wanted to like this brand of markers, but I've not been a fan of the streakiness. How long have I been live for? Over 3 hours. I literally never use the word ship, but I do enjoy relationships at work. I don't call my characters CCs, OCs, even though that's literally what they are. There are some internet words I feel weird using if I'm not against the actual meaning behind them. Romance is a formula. I'm not talking about romance, nothing that 50 Shades stuff. Because I associate ship with some negative stuff. Well, people act stupid over fictional characters. And like, just like in the art community, some authors were harassed because their favorite characters didn't end up together. Also, why is this so streaky? Good grief. Surely this will fix it. No, that seemed to help. Let's do a little bit more shading, I guess. And then I'll probably call it a night soon. I guess that's the part of the thing I never really understood about ships anyway, because people act like they're going to war when they talk about them, but like, it's just two fictional characters, who cares? More often than not, the romance is forced just to prove a point. In some cases it can make the story better, but in a lot of cases it doesn't. And it's not written properly. But I guess, I don't know. I always know I felt differently about that type of stuff than most people. It just seems stupid to have shipping wars and all that and harass people who don't think the same way. I guess it's not all that bad. They're just those people who take it too far. Yeah. There's something else I was gonna say about that, but I forgot. Yippee. I'm glad to do some art. It wasn't digital art, but I'd made something. So if I complete at least one drawing a day, I'm happy about that. Honestly, since I upgraded my Elgato, I might do more traditional art streams. We'll see. I still want to do digital because I need to get better at that. But this is fun. Like, I want decent conversations. My social anxiety and, of course, other things make it hard to talk to people. IRL a nightmare. Decent convos online aren't the easiest to come by. Also, did my internet die? Oh no. Um, yeah, most definitely F there. My internet's being stupid. Did the stream end? It showed that the frames dropped. YouTube stream is still working. If you can hear this, type something. If I'm still live, ding dong, type, I don't know, just say something. I think it's saved. Good. Well, I didn't want to go on for too much longer, but I at least wanted to finish my drawing, so... Internet, could you wait like another 20 minutes? Jesus. I haven't been having internet issues until now. But I guarantee you, if I wasn't streaming, I wouldn't have them. Type something. Yeah, sometimes my internet just drops. Now this is part of why I like to sketch with colored pencils, because you can still see the colored sketch underneath. And I think that has a nice effect. There's another gray, because this one's kind of dying, which I don't get, because it's supposed to be new markers. But then the lighter colors have been giving me trouble. But at least here it doesn't look too bad. Again, I'm using Strathmore toned tan paper, which makes doing sketches and drawings like this a lot easier. I did request to draw a Clementine. Yeah, that would be cool. I would draw her. I would draw Lee too, aware. I need to draw more male characters. Of course, I always say that and then I don't really do it. Although I did draw Kurapika. But, like, he's still young, so I know he's a guy, obviously, but, like, I need to draw men. Honestly, I don't know if I need to go too much darker than this. Draw a moment of her holding the gun. Ooh, that would be good. I would definitely draw that. Although I might probably do that type of art digitally. This still kind of reminds me of, like, Adam's, Morticia. Maybe this would like be like her teenage cross face. Well, she's still obviously very goth, but I don't know. I like this dress. I like the sketch. Um, let's see. I like how this paper buns markers show. And add a little bit of shading on their face. Walking Dead has a drawn style anyways. Me and C Part were talking about this a lot. How we missed how games felt stylized. Like everything now is like realism, which is kind of boring. Also, did my stream F again? Oh, my music just stuttered. I do think I want to get out of here soon. But I really like drawing this. I liked going through my old sketchbooks and seeing how far I came and other things that I need to improve on. So I'd say overall this was a really good stream. And one of many traditional art streams that I want to do. And I don't know, because y'all weren't here like at the beginning of stream, but I was thinking of making like a poster of guide. Well, not a guide, but like pretty much a graphic form of the list that I made last stream of things that I wanted to do for next year. But yeah, I think how many people are here? It's been a while since I raided someone, so I think I'm gonna look for someone to raid. Oh. Let me add a little bit more to her lip here. I'm scared my internet's gonna drop, so I think I should probably end stream, because when it stutters and stammers like that, I'm like, oh no. So let me find someone to raid, and I think I'll call it a night. And I'll be back tomorrow to do some art and play more games and whatnot. Okay, so I think I'm done with this capture. I can close it. Or maybe I could just switch. Getting choppy over here. Yeah, my internet's freaking out. And my music keeps stopping, so I'm gonna try to raid someone if my internet lets me. Also, did I F? If you can hear me, please type something. If it drops, then I will probably end stream, but I really want to raid someone. Because the art category usually is, oh, I think the stream's still live. I want to raid someone because the art category is usually pretty busy on Saturdays. And I like to see new artists, so I think that's the shred. So I'm going to get rid of the window capture. Because we're done with this. Maybe phone overheating? No, it's just my internet. It's 100% the internet. It just delays and lags. This is a common occurrence, and actually I'm surprised it hasn't happened in a while. But apparently, it's back to having issues. Okay. So there you go, Twitch. Okay. So, need to go find an artist to read because I'm still in the art category. So. Oh, that a greedy person that I rated the first time is live because I could rate her. But whenever I go to rate her, she almost ends stream, so I'm not sure yet. You see all these talented digital artists. I need to get my weight up. I'm awful. Well, I'm not awful at digital art. There's a lot I don't know yet. I need to not beat myself over that because, ooh, I see Titus. I low-key might rate this person because FF10 base. And this time I actually got Twitch Turbo, so you won't have to deal with stupid ads every time I try to go to someone else's stream. And I gotta support anyone who does FF10 because when everyone says Final Fantasy, they really are talking about FF7. And FF7's great and all. I played the game, but FF10 is the best. And if you disagree, then you can fight me. So I actually think I am gonna rate this person. And they are English speaking, so I think that's the strat here. So, I had a good stream. I was able to go for my sketchbooks. I was able to do a bit of drawing. And yeah, I think I will go live tomorrow and play some games. So, I'm gonna send the rate through. Oh wait. Most now people only really talk about FF7 Remake, not the OG. To the credit, the remake actually does look fun. But yeah. Chrono Trigger was better. I need to play Chrono Trigger. I've played Kingdom Hearts, I've played Persona, and obviously I've played some Final Fantasies, but not all of them. But Chrono Trigger is something else I want to play. I want to play Dragon Quest. I was thinking about Ni no Kuni, but I don't know, that game messes with NFTs, and I'm not really a fan of NFTs, so. Yeah, I think I'm gonna read this person. Because FF10 is incredibly based, so. I'm gonna stream tomorrow, like I said, so. I had a good stream. I'm gonna send the raid over now. Well, I'm gonna start the raid. But I had fun, and I want to do more art and games and all of that stuff, because looking at my old art makes me inspired to do more. So. Blind Archer. Gonna send the raid through, and hopefully they allow raid. Okay. So, yeah, good stream. Be back tomorrow. So until then.